Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Things we didn't get to in hashtag form with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hashtag a kinder, gentler NFL. I did not watch last night's game. You said you watched last night's game. It was weirdly entertaining.
I watched the highlights. I didn't actually watch the game. We were out to dinner and then watched a movie, went to bed.
The Vic Fangio, the head coach of the Denver Broncos, rebuffed any handshake opportunity in the postgame because things were getting chippy at the end. Now, you know who the defensive coordinator is for the New York Jets. His name's Greg Williams.
Okay.
He is the defensive coordinator that was the defensive coordinator in New Orleans for Bounty Gate. He was the one that was offering up all the different incentives for guys to go out and hurt other players.
That's right, yeah.
Got Sean Payton and him removed from the game for a year. Him a little bit longer, but now he is resurfaced back because he is a top defensive mind in the NFL. At the end of the game, apparently there were some face masks, some personal fouls, and some garbage time situation. Vic Fangio, instead of going over and shaking hands with the New York Jets, Adam Gase and Greg Williams, and the players, which the players will get together, they'll shake hands, they'll give each other hugs and stuff like that. He shooed the Denver Broncos off the field, down the tunnel, and away. He was asked about it in the postgame, and he said that he did it because he wanted to avoid a fracas at the end of the game and a possible altercation that would take place between the Broncos and the Jets. What was it was in West Side Story? It was the Sharks. It was the Sharks and the Jets. Oh man, if the Broncos were just the Sharks, you would have had a Sharks and Jets real life situation on the field.
So what's the feedback on that?
Well, I think everybody's seeing Vic Fangio as the guy that took the high road on that one.
You know, Gase probably is going to lose his job.
I love it. I love that.
So
guy.
I mean, come on. They had every opportunity to win that game. You got a rookie quarterback out there throwing interceptions at crucial points in the game, and you still can't pull it off at home. It's got to be devastating for fans. I'm sure they're ready for. They
came out yesterday and said that his job did not hinge on the performance last night. BS.
I saw that title before the game started, or there's a headline that says his job will not depend on tonight's outcome.
I do not buy that for a second. I mean, that guy is. Here's Vic Fangio talking about it.
The line was getting pissed off at the end, and our sideline was getting pissed off about it. And I just wanted to avoid any confrontation at the end of the game and having it get ugly there. So I tried to get our guys to leave quickly just to avoid anything happening there. I thought it was the prudent thing to do.
That's the walk-off win right there, right? You're like, guess what? We won our only game of the season against you guys. Guess what? You get the first-round draft pick. I mean, the first overall pick this year. Goodbye.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Hashtag alcohol problem. I'm pretty sure Shia LaBeouf has one. It's he's facing multiple misdemeanor charges after allegedly assaulting a man down in L.A. over the summer. He was reported on that he was charged on counts of battery and petty theft after assaulting a man, then stealing his hat and running off with it. Not really sure what it was about, but back in 2017, he was arrested in Savannah, Georgia for public intoxication, disorderly conduct, and obstruction of justice. I saw that one on PD Cam. I think it was PD Cam. It was a great one because they had him and Randy Travis.
PD Cam?
Yeah. They had, live PD, and then they had PD Cam. And PD Cam...
PD Cam, you are deep into the...
What do you think? We've talked about this. PD Cam's the best because it's actually just their cam footage from the car or their body cameras when, they would be at a scene. And they had Shia LaBeouf right? in a lobby. He asked somebody, I think he was trying to get somebody to buy him cigarettes or something. I don't know. It's like, you can't afford cigarettes. I don't know. Maybe he lost his wallet because he was drunk. I have no idea. And he was pissed, and he wouldn't leave the lobby, and then the cops showed up, and then he threatened to kill him, and all this kind of stuff. And then I remember at the end of the episode, the police officer comes on and he talks to Styx. Remember the guy with the tattoos? And he's talking to Styx, and he's like, yeah. And then, shortly thereafter, Shia LaBeouf actually wrote our department and the officers involved and apologized in a nice letter. But he did it before that in 2014 in New York at Studio 54. He was trying to bum a cigarette from somebody there, too, and he ended up getting, disorderly conduct, assaults, trespassing, all that kind of stuff. So,
are we sure we're saying his name right?
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, it's not LeBeau.
No, remember we played him talking about his name.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
okay. You really want me to remember that?
That was weeks ago. I don't know. I just remember. I remember it because I never knew if I've been saying it right. If it's LaBeouf, but it is LaBeouf.
You really think I would remember talking about his name?
His name? What? How am I missing this?
Am I really trusting the person that tells me emphatically that, yes, he says his name, LaBeouf. That's how he says his name.
Okay, good work. It's a lot just sitting in a room with you having a conversation. It's exhausting.
Well, I need an interpreter to sit in a room and have a conversation with you.
No, shut up. Hashtag Smile Day. Today is World Smile Day. It's also Name Your Car Day and Kids Music Day.
And National He's Name Day.
Yeah. Apparently. The guy that loves to point it out when I get something wrong, Seth Blackburn, he'll be in to chat with us next.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hey, Jeff and Jeremy here. The folks at Paso Robles Ford just want to thank you for being a part of the positive process on helping us get back to the normal, even though we're kind of in the new normal, Jeff.
Part of the normal of the car buying process is I can't believe we're here. I mean, it feels like some days it feels like it's April. Some days it feels like it's December, but it's October right now. And that signals the clearance time when it comes to cars. So you think you've been saving a lot on cars and that Paso Ford has had great deals up to this point? Well, guess what? They need to get the 2020s off their lot to make room for the 2021s. So now the savings are on top of savings. It's savings on top of savings on top of savings on top of savings.
Without all the fees and the down payments and all that stuff. If you're looking for a new car, a truck, an SUV, a van, you don't want to miss out on this incredible buying opportunity as the 2020s are there's just a few remaining, and they're offering 0% financing, no payments for 90 days. Also, Paso Ford will help in every single way they can with service of your vehicles, picking you up, taking you back to your place, bringing vehicles to you if you don't want to come to Paso Ford to see them in person.
And then they could get you more money than you ever thought you could get on your trade. Take advantage of the savings, take advantage of the high value of your vehicle. It's probably never going to be any higher than it is right now. Stop by or give them a call or visit PasoFord.com.
Where's Suzanne? Is she here?
Yeah.
She's here?
No, she's not here, but she saw it, yeah.
Hey, Suze, come here. Come on.
Prankster.
Let's see if we can turn this on.
Jeremy the prankster.
I love that.
I put that out to scare your wife who works here.
All right, fill in. Give the backstory.
Jeff's wife. Hello. Is this working?
Picnic.
Is this working?
I can't tell.
It's low battery.
With mic 4, it doesn't work.
Wireless microphone.
I think it's just trying to be
go
safe.
there.
Use this one.
I got you on the snake. That's a snake, man.
That was you? Damn it.
Snakes in a mofo and break room.
Okay,
So Jeff's wife is very skittish about things, and so it's the fakest looking snake ever. It's wood, but
I know,
you
but
can
if you
coil
just
it up.
see it like out of the corner of your eye when you're doing something, it's like, what the? And it used to be back in like the promotions department.
Yeah, I
back
got
there,
it from back there.
And
I was
every
talking
time
to-
I would go back there and like dig around for something, I would see it and be like, huh! And then it just happened when I went to get water. I hate
But
you.
it's so exotically colored. I mean, I wouldn't think snake at first. I mean,
It's just you just see this thing coiled out of the corner of your eye. So
Yellow
I went
and
back to
red
talk
and
to
black.
Scotty, our news guy and sports guy, this morning, and his office is way back there. And hanging on this dartboard or this cork board is a snake. I go, hey, is this yours? He goes, no. I go, I'm going to borrow it.
oh, that's where I
God.
saw it. I knew I just saw it somewhere around the building.
Yeah,
but okay.
I think
it was floating around on the floor back
Kyle
there.
or somebody had it here.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I put it down by the water cooler, and there's a little shelf there, and that's right where our Keurig is. So, I was thinking I was going to get your wife, Jeff, but I didn't hear anything all morning. So, and it still was there. So, I was like, damn it, it didn't work.
Ding. Too.
So, thank you for making my Friday, Suze.
Got
I'm glad I
her.
got
You're
one
welcome.
person. I'm
Got
glad
You're
her.
welcome.
Got one person.
Did you put a camera out there?
Snake, man.
Yeah.
So creepy.
She is tired of snakes in the break room.
Are you making your picks this week in the Red Zone Challenge, Suze, or is the computer making them?
No, I made them, except I didn't make my pick for last night because I totally spaced.
So
it.
that's where you get the asterisk,
You
right?
got a point then.
That says some of the computer picked some of them. There's always that little
Yeah,
indicator.
it'll tell you, right? Doesn't it? It has like a different color in the results or something.
Oh, I don't know. But
yeah, no,
next to your picks is an asterisk.
It's stupid because I was at like 5:10 last night. I was like, don't forget to make your pick for tonight. It's about to kick off. And then I'm an idiot.
Hey, dummy. Yeah.
But I mean, I can't win. So.
Well, here's the deal. Chiba's doing the same thing. She never makes her picks. She lets the computer pick them.
No, she's making. She said she's making her picks. We've talked about this because you guys are such jerks about it.
but it says one or more picks were made by the computer, doesn't it say?
Chiba can't be making her picks because she's beating me right now.
Well, because I looked and then she picks just all the favorites.
The less you think, the better you do, I think.
You can't hate on how we make our picks, dude. If we're making our picks based on whatever strategy we have, you can't hate on that.
Your strategy is
being not making picks.
Pick
no,
and
I
see what
accidentally
happens.
let the computer pick last night. I went in after that when I realized, and I made my picks for the weekend.
All right, you're starting to sound like Joe Biden and Donald Trump together again.
Well, no, you're starting to sound like you are trying to make it look like I don't watch football and I don't follow it as close as you do. We know that. I put myself as football dummy on there. But
and I just find it interesting that you and Sheba have the exact same picks this week. Exact same.
Oh, well, we didn't talk that deep into it, but
there's a couple games different.
I didn't even look at the percentages this week.
So now exact same is a couple of different.
Yeah,
gotcha.
it's just like the presidential debate. It's close.
Fact checkers are like, actually, that's not true.
Many games.
Stand back, stand by, Suzanne. Stand back, stand by.
Jerk. That's anyway. Yeah, my strategy this week, if you would like to know, was to look at how many games each team has already won, and I made my picks based on that.
Well, it does give you that little calendar when you're making your picks, so you can see what they've done and their scores from the season.
Yeah, if you click on the team, like their history so far for the season. Yeah.
Oh, I just saw like the.
I think I did it accidentally.
Wins and losses and ties and stuff.
Well, then you remember what they did last week or what trends, like they sucked the first week, now they're making momentum, whatever. And I swear, the less you think, just pick the color you like, and boom, you probably got a good chance.
Well, I don't want it to be as basic as that.
Well,
because then you guys will really give me crap.
I used to have Grace make my picks because it was like, I got nothing. I'm doing nothing. You go ahead.
I think you do better when you do it that way because the Jaguars weren't supposed to. They were heavy underdogs.
On the first week?
Week one, they were heavy underdogs.
The first week, I totally did.
Week one, with no preseason, who knew anything?
Yeah.
Week one, I had no strategy. I just went in there and went click, 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 click. And for whatever reason, on my mobile, it wasn't showing me the stats. So I didn't have the percentages or the games or anything.
Yeah, you should use
I guess it was week one. They probably
that.
didn't have stats yet. Duh.
Hey. You worked that out. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for being here for it.
You can do the Red Zone Challenge, KZOZ.com. It's brought to you by Donahue Truck Centers and the Central Coast Realtor, Mr. Fred Bruin. I noticed that you picked the Broncos last night. That ended up working out for you.
Because they're the jest. Not the Jets, the jest. I mean, they find ways to lose. They're what Cincinnati used to be, but they actually have a decent quarterback now.
They had the game with just a few minutes left. And
I know. And then all of a sudden I turned around and I thought, they're going to run the clock out. Nope, another touchdown. And it's like, wow. Okay. There wasn't a point spread in what we do, which is nice. You just got to win.
I honestly don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys are talking about football. That kind of scares me.
Football, yeah.
You're not into it, Jeff?
I didn't watch the game at all last night.
Oh, because you were...
It was garbage.
Well, we knew that going in, but I was at a restaurant where it was like right in my line of sight. It's like I couldn't not watch it.
Don't forget, if you're going to sneeze this weekend, this has been really the topic of the week. It's frog boobies. You're supposed to, if you see somebody else about to sneeze, yell frog boobies. If you know it's coming, then it doesn't work.
Right, you can't yell it to yourself because
my sister-in-law.
That's like trying to tickle yourself.
Have you tried it yet? Have you tried yelling frog boobies to yourself when you feel like you're going to sneeze?
Yes, it doesn't work because you know it's coming.
Yeah, it's like trying to tickle yourself.
My sister-in-law is in town. She's a little bit more conservative than I am, so I can't wait to yell it if she looks like she's going to sneeze.
The look you get, you got it. Yeah, you have the. Well, you can't have the camera ready because it's the last
she doesn't
second
swear. You know what I mean, like that, conservative. Like
but just the look.
Not politically, but she doesn't swear.
Prudent.
Yeah, quite the opposite of me.
You mentioned it's Smile Day, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that world or international or whatever?
It's world, I think.
I guess wherever you can. Okay, not just in this country. Okay,
you smile wherever.
That's a good subject.
So, do you guys have any conspiracy theories about Donald Trump and his wife Melania getting coronavirus?
Who did he supposedly get infected by?
There was a staffer that was
What's her
working
name?
with him.
Hope Hicks?
Hope Hicks. Hope Hicks. Hoax. See, it's a code. Hoax.
Okay, good.
And then, okay, you're asymptomatic. You're on the same stage with your opponent. Just saying. 90 minutes.
Do you have any
Who wore a
conspiracy
mask?
theories?
Who didn't?
Well, I mean, it sucks because like there's like all these like dark thoughts and you feel rude, but sympathy grab. Like, is he really sick?
I seriously.
Oh, you think it's all fake?
Because he was such a jerk the other night, and everyone's been talking about what a jerk
Maybe he was cranky because he wasn't feeling good.
You can't get affected by a hoax. Come on.
Only your friends are talking about what a jerk he was. My friends are like, yeah, he kicked his ass, man. Whooped his ass! Whoop that old man's ass!
It's funny because
find a substantial answer.
Of the conspiracy theories that are getting kicked around, how come Hope Hicks' relationship with Donald Trump is not being brought to more attention?
I don't know.
Grab
And that name.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that name.
Maybe that's how he got it. He grabbed. Never mind.
Seth is up next. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday. Don't forget 6:05 for Money for
smile.
Nothing.
93.3 KZOZ rocks.